videos just like this. Now, let's get into it. Huge lion. While it's not suggested to have a lion as a pet, this lion does not realize how big he is. He's cozying up with his owner, just like any lap cat or dog. They don't make good pets for a reason. They generally don't recognize how big or strong they are compared to humans. Lions can get as large as 4 feet tall and 420 pounds at full size. But some, under the best circumstances, can get as big as 700 pounds. While this guy isn't quite there, it's still crazy to see him try to cuddle up on a sofa like it's no big deal. Jumbo, the largest bear. Not many people think of bears as pets, but it happens. This isn't your usual Winnie the Pooh, but Jumbo is the world's largest bear pet. To have a pet bear is one thing, but to have a companion you can snuggle with and have it eat out of your hand? Well, that's a whole other thing. The typical adult grizzly bear weighs up to 200 to 650 pounds and can grow to about 4 feet at the shoulder when full grown. The most giant bears are the Kodiak bears, which are 10 feet tall when standing and weigh up to 1,500 pounds. Surprisingly enough, this massive bear seems entirely at home at the Orphaned Wildlife Center, docile as ever. Giant pet tegu lizard. Have you ever seen a real-life dinosaur? Maybe you haven't yet. This tegu lizard is close enough though. This house pet isn't like any others because it's not every day you see a lap lizard out there. Having been raised by his owner, he plays around, plays with her hair, and eats food from her silverware. Like any good dog or cat, MacGyver here is part of the family, despite his unconventional size and looks. In general, tegu lizards are very friendly and intelligent and tend to bond with their owners if they were hand-raised. They can get as long as 4.5 feet and weigh upwards of 50 pounds. To give you an idea, that's roughly the weight of your average Siberian husky, just without all the fur. Alaskan Malamute. Have you ever seen a dog about the size of a bear? This Alaskan Malamute is massive, much more giant than the human grooming him. They take much more skill and practice, but luckily these are the most gentle of giants. They make a great pet in the proper active household. While it might not be for every home, well-informed and comfortable with their size and energy level, they'll have a loyal, playful, loving pet. While this big one is abnormal, they generally get to about 25 inches tall and cap out at about 75 to 85 pounds. The largest giant Malamutes can reach 100 to 150 pounds and get as tall as 10 inches more than their smaller counterparts. Biggest rabbit as a pet. This giant rabbit is almost as big as his toddler friend. Cocoa Puff is a continental giant rabbit. While it's one of the largest in-house rabbits known, he's relatively small compared to others of the same breed. He's gentle and sweet, easygoing enough to handle with wild nature of a small child who's always wanting to play. He rides around in a wagon and hops around the home like any other family member. They generally live to around 5 years and can weigh as much as 30 pounds, similar to the size and weight of a corgi. Shoebill. Imagine having a bird walking around larger than a child. They grow up to 5 feet tall with an incredible 8-foot wingspan. Shoebills have yellow eyes, stark gray feathers, and white bellies. They're not legal everywhere as pets, but they do easy work in wildlife preserves despite their large sizes. The shoebill stork walks with poise and curiosity, as they're incredibly docile and interested in humans. Researchers have come within 6 feet of even nesting storks, and the storks won't even try to threaten them. Just watch and stare. Biggest capybara. There is nothing like a relaxing capybara. Gary the capybara has made his home with his owner, Mary. The capybara is more than some might describe as a large cousin to the standard mice and rats. They grow on average to about 150 pounds and can get as tall as 25 inches. Despite their size, pretty friendly. Just like this guy, happy in his Texas home with a loving owner. All they need is a good environment and plenty to eat. And they'll sit in your pool too, happy as a clam. Well, we're about midway through today's video. Just a few more creatures to go before seeing who's at the top of today's list. Do you have any guesses? Leave them in the comments now and check back and see how it holds up at the end. The biggest chicken kept on a farm. What's it like being a giant chicken on the farm? Generally, farm chickens weigh about 5 pounds and don't get a lot bigger than 27 inches. This one, however, he got bigger than a house cat. The Brahma chicken gets to around 30 inches tall on average and weighs about 10 pounds, though some can grow to as big as 18 pounds with a proper diet and living conditions. Looking at one of these massive fowl, they're nearly 3 or 4 times the size of your average rooster or hen. They aren't just unique with giant downy feather coats, they're one of a kind. Biggest bull minar in Pakistan. Even a bull can be a good pet with careful hand and gentle teaching. Generally, they're known for having an aggressive nature, but that's all in how it's handled. Bulls can weigh anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 pounds at full size. Those, like this one, who are hand-reared by farmers, can be socialized and become quite friendly and protective over their owners. Like cows, they're not necessarily dangerous or very rowdy, depending on the breed. They're much thicker and denser, naturally growing much larger. Without them, though, we'd lose out on a significant player in ranching, farming, and many other significant cultural activities worldwide. Have you ever pet a cow? They're some of the sweetest, most docile animals out there. If you haven't, and you can stomach the smell, you definitely should. Biggest centipede as a pet. Do you think of bugs as pets? Usually people don't, but where there's a will, there's a way. This isn't your average centipede though. This is an Amazonian giant centipede. They can grow as large as 30 centimeters long, the length of several adult hands side by side. Centipedes are known best as nature's exterminator. They eat pesky home-invading bugs like flies, ants, moths, silverfish, cockroaches, and spiders. While you might not want to see one of these creepy crawlies in your home, maybe don't step on them if you catch one. Kangaroo. Not everyone can chill on the couch with a kangaroo, but this one is just like any other pet. Friendly, docile, and bright, Kim was a rescue and was hand-reared by the family. This choice probably saved the kangaroo's life and has become part of the family over the years. Kangaroos can grow as large as 110 to 150 pounds and get as tall as 9.2 feet at full grown, quite a bit larger than your standard house pet. It is, however, illegal to own a kangaroo as a pet, and the family doesn't have the right amount of space needed for a wild animal. Although its playful, friendly, and active demeanor, they are meant to be outside and thus don't generally make a good pet. Kim is the exception, definitely not the rule. We have just one more, so we might cover it, but if we don't, let us know, and maybe you'll see it in an upcoming video. If you want more unique and sometimes downright wild content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Huge alibi from China. There's nothing like a big dog to keep you safe. This massive dog dwarfs all others, nearly as tall as his human handler on all fours. He's fiercely protective, but when it comes to it, just as playful as any other dog out there. He's not fond of strangers, but could almost wholly forget his size when it's just him and his owner. Central Asian Shepherds can grow up to about 110 to 170 pounds at full grown and around 26 to 31 inches tall. Probably not for too long, because when his owner tries to walk him, it's more the dog walking the owner than anything. He has a massive bite and some great jaws, so if you don't know just how well behaved he could be, some apprehension could be understandable. That's not even considering the incredible boom bark that makes them out to be an excellent watchdog. Would you feel safer with one guarding the house? Alright, that's it for today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Forever Green, and hit that bell icon for more. We'll see you in the next one.